Welcome. Welcome to Virginia Marie Yoga. I am Virginia. I want to start class today with reading a tale of Ganesha and Gajamukkah. It's from the Yoga 365 book, and I have put a transcript of it up on my website. You can find it in my blog. It's one of my most favorite stories to read at the beginning of any class. Ganesha and Gajamukkah are identical looking beings who have elephant heads and round, heavy human bodies. Now Ganesha, he received his head as a gift from his father and his uncles, and so he feels joyful about his looks because they were given to him in love. Gajamukkah, he received his head as a curse from the gods for bad behavior. And so he feels bitter about his looks because they were imposed upon him in anger. And one day, when Gajamukkah is feeling particularly resentful, he convinces the reluctant Ganesha to participate in a wrestling match. And these two huge creatures start slamming into each other and begin grappling. And Ganesha, he gracefully evades Gajamukkah's grasp. He moves so rapidly that he pins Gajamukkah to the earth in just a few minutes. Defeated, Gajamukkah feels his anger drain from him. And he asks Ganesha, "How are you so heavy and yet so graceful? How do you move so joyfully in your body?" And Ganesha told him, "You must accept yourself and love yourself for who you are. Contentment and joy are states of the mind that begin with acceptance and of self-love." And so yogis, in most of all of my classes, I reinforce to start from compassion, to start from grace, to start from love. It's not to say that you're not going to grow as a person, that you're not going to change, evolve, be better. It's just asking, can you begin from love? And so, as you arrive on your mat today, as you begin to bring into awareness into your breath, can you make your way into an easy seat, crisscross applesauce, or sit on your heels? Can you bring your palms down on the knees if you wish to ground, or palms up to receive? And then close your eyes entirely or just soften your gaze. And as you breathe, can you breathe in, "I am enough"? As you breathe, can you breathe in, "I have enough"? As you breathe, can you breathe in, "I do enough"? As you breathe in, "I am enough." And to come back to this as you move with your body. Can you start from love? Can that be enough? And so gently, slowly, with eyes closed or soft gaze, make your way into a child's posture. Your knees can be together, they can be wide, your big toes touch, you can sink your hips down to your heels. You can stretch your arms out forward if you like, or if your shoulders are tight, you can bend your elbows, stacking your palms, rest your forehead down. And breathe into your side body. And breathe into your back side body. And if you notice any construction noise in the background, I like to think of construction noise as like the soundtrack to dreams being built. And in Costa Rica, a lot of dreams are being built a lot of the time. And when you are ready, rise up to your tabletop posture. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your hips go over your knees. Spread wide through the fingers, ground down through the finger pads. No AC today, I don't want to hear the hum. Living and learning on the YouTube, y'all. Spread out through the fingers, ground down through finger pads. Inhale, cow, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your bum. Exhale, cat, press the earth away, chin to your chest, navel to your spine, tuck your tail. Inhale, cow. And now exhale, cat, and then begin to start to add organic movements. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And know that this time and this space is yours. That you are your own best teacher and that you live inside of your body, and everything that I offer today is very optional. Taking a couple more rounds, use your breath. And then drawing this tabletop posture to the back of the mat so the toes dangle off. Keep your hips over your knees. Puppy dog posture. Walk your hands forward. Perhaps you bring your forehead down to the earth below you. Continue to stack hips over your knees. Stretch your arms out long in front of you. Maybe bring the forehead down. Perhaps with time, with space, with patience, you draw the chin down to the ground. But if you come here and realize that it was your ego talking and not your body, come back to your forehead. Lengthen your underarms, lengthen your side bodies. And then nice and slow, Sphinx pose. Your forearms come down to the ground. You stack shoulders over your elbows. Lay the body long behind you. Toes are untucked. Even here, spread wide through the fingers, ground down through the finger pads. Pull the heart through the gates of your shoulders. And then chin to your chest. Right ear rolls over to your right shoulder. Again, chin to your chest. Left ear over to the left shoulder. And chin to your chest. A couple more times, y'all. And then nice and gently tuck your toes and lift your hips up in line with your shoulders. Whew, forearm plank. And if it is in your practice to set an intention, now is a beautiful time to do so. Perhaps you find a word that you want to seep into the practice. Maybe it's a person or a place you want to dedicate your time and energy, and maybe that person is you. You can always be your own intention. Gently coming back down to the belly. And extend your left arm out long to the left, thumb in line with your eye. Roll onto your left shoulder. Ooh, maybe get an adjustment. Maybe you tend your fingers, maybe you press your right shoulder away from the earth. And then gently come back to the belly. Your left arm goes long to the left. You gaze to the right and you roll onto your left shoulder. Remembering that each side body will feel different than the other. And because you're very much practicing wherever it is that you are not restricted by time. And so if you get into a side body that needs you to stay and linger, you may do so. It's the beauty of practicing with the YouTube video. And then gently come back to your belly. Funky Cobra, tend your fingers, shoulders over your elbows. Inhale, lift your heart space high. And then drop your right shoulder to the center and look over your left elbow. Inhale, rise to center. Drop left shoulder, look over right as you exhale. Inhale, rise. One more time, each side. Follow your breath. So inhale, rise to the center and lift. Exhale, come back down. Press back, child's pose, knees together or wide, big toes touch. Taking a moment to answer your why. Why did you arrive on your mat today? Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it emotional? There isn't any wrong answer, but allow it to sink into your bones. As you are here for you, you are not here for me. So move like you. You do not need to move like me. As you inhale, tabletop posture. Then downward loving dog, hands come about, a hand sprint forward, tuck your toes, hips up and back. It's okay to bend your knees. Lengthen your spine line, press the earth away, continue to spread out through the fingers and ground down through the finger pads. Begin to take your dog for a walk.
Extend one heel and then the other. The navel is up and in, the spine line is long. Inhale, tippy, tippy, tiptoe, walk all the way up to the top of your mat. Forward fold. It's okay to cheat. It's okay to tent up on your fingers. It's okay to lift all the way up, and when you arrive, allow your knees to bend. Let your head to dangle off of your spine. Relax your jaw and let all of the thoughts even drip out of the top of your head. Inhale, half lift to lengthen your spine, hands to shins or thighs, belly in, shoulders are away from your earlobes. Down, forward fold, where are we going? Let your chin tuck to your chest. Then bend your knees, slowly roll to stand, one bone at a time. When you get to the top, roll your shoulders, fix your clothes. Woo. Inhale, reach up, breathe up. Swan dive all the way down, let it go. Half lift to lengthen your spine line. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left leg to the back of the house. Sweep your right arm up into the sky, twist. Big sweeping circles of the right arm. Option to start to lengthen your right leg. Then right hand comes on down. Drop your back knee, both arms reach up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Lengthen your spine into the sky, let your hips sink down and forwards. Maybe you grab onto your left wrist, maybe pull up, maybe you tip over, maybe you say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to your psoas. Come back to your center and then frame your front foot and lengthen your front leg any amount. Flex your toes towards your nose as you inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, reach your heart forwards, hinge from your hips. Inhale, rebend into your front right knee, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up. High crescent lunge, breathe all the way there. Warrior two, spin the back heel down and open up your arms. Check out your back hand, make sure it's playing along. Sometimes you're not looking at it, it's like, look at me. Nobody's looking at me, so draw her up. Keep committed to that big bend of your front knee, flip your front palm, inhale, peaceful warrior, breathe it up and back. And then gently frame your front foot. Come to the ball of the back foot, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank, roll forward, top of your push-ups, shoulders over your wrists, heels over your toes, press the earth away. Downward dog, bend your knees, extend your sits bones. Inhale, high plank. Downward dog, extend your spine. Inhale, high plank, leg away. Start from the tail, let your head be the last thing to lift. Slowly lower halfway down or all the way. Inhale, baby cobra, full cobra or upward facing dog, heart opener of choice. Downward loving dog is where we meet. Big breath in, y'all, fill up. As you exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Half lift when you get there, breathe. Exhale, forward fold and let go. Upward salute, root to rise, press through the feet, reach through the arms all the way up. Palm to palm, hands to your heart, come back to your intention, come back to your breath. Inhale, reach up, breathe up. Forward fold, swan dive down, hinge from your hips. Inhale, half lift, lengthen your spine, think about spreading your sits bones wide behind you. Forward fold, release and bow. Right foot steps to the back of the mat. Sweep your left arm into the sky and twist. Now press the earth away, lift up out of your low right shoulder. And do big sweeping circles of that left arm. Perhaps you begin to add some movement into your left leg as well. Simply being interested and excited as to what the body wants to do, let your ego go. Remember to move with grace, compassion, love. Left hand comes on down, drop your back knee, reach both arms up into the sky, breathe. Spine line lengthens as you inhale, sink your hips down and forward as you exhale. Capture your right wrist, pull it up, tip it over. Woo. Gently release. Half splits, frame your front foot and lengthen your front leg. Ardha Hanumanasana. Finding space as you inhale, hinging, moving into space as you exhale. Rebend into your front left knee, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee up off of the earth, pull it in through the belly, and as you reach up, breathe all the way up, lift through the roof of your mouth. Warrior 2, spin the back heel down and open up your arms and expand out from the heart. Relax your shoulders, soften your jaw. Inhale, peaceful warrior, left arm reaches up and back. Frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back heel, step back, downward facing dog. Vinyasa flow or not, you choose. As you inhale, roll forward, high plank, top of your push-up. As you exhale, lower down, bending the elbows halfway or all the way. Inhale, Cobra, baby or big, maybe even an upward loving dog. As you exhale, downward loving dog, tuck your toes, hips up and back. Big breath in, fill all the way up. Part your lips, sigh it all the way out. Tippy tippy tiptoe, step or jump or float, travel to the top of your mat. Half lift when you get there, flat back, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold, breathe out and let it go. Upward salute, root to rise, breathe all the way there. Palm to palm, hands to your heart, and come back to your intention, come back to your breath. Hands down by your sides. Woo! Ground down through the right foot. Spread out through all 5 of your right toes. Pick up your left knee into space. And then drop that left big toe down to hover, and then draw the knee back up. 2 more times, y'all. Come down to boop, and then draw it up. Everything else stays still, just moving that femur bone. Keep it up, knee in line with the hip, let it sweep open to the left. And then come back forward. Set your drishti, set your focal point, look at something away from the movement. And then gently tree pose, any tree, kickstand, calf, knee, yogi choice. Bring your hands to your heart center. Open up the 6 middle fingers, keeping the thumbs and the pinkies together. Open up the 6th middle, like you're creating a little cup, a little flower. 1,000 petal lotus mudra. Close your eyes or just soften your gaze. If closing your eyes is too much. And right here and right now, fill your cup with everything that you love about yourself. What are you good at? How do you shine? What do you bring into this world? Where do you succeed? Fill your cup. When I became a mama, when you are in an airplane and you have a small child with you, they literally come to you and tell you, put your air mask on first, then help your child. Because if you are unable to care for yourself, and if you pass out because you do not have oxygen, you can definitely not put a mask on your child. You must take care of yourself first in order to have the capacity to even take care of your children. That is true in life. Fill your cup. Set your foot down, reach your arms up, breathe all the way up. Hinge from your hips, swan dive all the way down. Half lift, lengthen. Vinyasa flow or not, you choose. This is your body, your practice. Anything that serves you physically, mentally, emotionally. Move slowly, move on purpose, move intentionally. On your mat, off your mat, in life. You know, how intentional are we with our moments? Did you intend to scroll on social media for 30 minutes? Asking for a friend? Tippy toe, step, jump, float, move to the front. Half lift when you get there. Breathe in, splash your heart forwards. Exhale, forward fold, release it all the way. Upward salute, root to rise. Breathe all the way there. Palm to palm, hands to your heart. Come back to your intention, come back to your breath. Spread out through the left toes, ground down to all 4 corners of your left foot. Put your right knee up into space. And then boot the right toe down on the earth, only 2. Boop, floor is lava, draw it back up. 2 more times, y'all. Belly nice and in. Third time's a charm. Let the knee signal open to the right. And then forwards. 2 more times. We're not moving from the waist up. Have buoyancy of your standing leg. Continue to spread out through those toes and around for all 4 corners of your left foot. Then tree pose, any tree. Pick your tree. You choose. Steady your gaze, relax your jaw, soften that space that sits in between your ears. If you fall over, it's okay, just come back. Because you're not a one and done, you're a rise back up. You're a live and a learn. You're a fall 7, stand 8 kind of person. Heart hands to heart center. 1,000 petal lotus, open it up. This time send it out. Okay, you filled your cup. You remember what's good about yourself. And now, who is someone in this world that needs your love, that needs your support, that needs your good juju, that needs your grace, your compassion? And taking a moment to send your love out. Like the big old yogi Care Bear that you are. That's why I always envision when we like send our love like Care Bears of the 80s. And then set your foot down, reach your arms up, breathe all the way there. Forward fold, swan dive all the way down. Half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, bow, release. Child's pose. If you want a vinyasa flow there, you totally can. If you're like, no, I'm good, Virginia, but thank you for the opportunity. Child's pose is where we meet. Rise up to your tabletop. Realign your knees underneath your hips. Shoulders over your wrists. Do a couple cat-cows to reset your spine. Whew. All right, y'all. Tuck your toes, hips up and back. Bring your right hand to like the middle of the mat. Pick your right leg up into the sky. Stack your hip, bend your knee, move it around. And then gently step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lizard posture. You can stay with the back toe tucked, knee up. You can drop the back knee down. You can stay here. You can turn your right toes out. You can roll under the pinky edge. You can stay here, you can come down to your forearms. Find what's best for you. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Can you have contentment with where you are while you continue to work for what you want? Can you breathe in, I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. I am enough. Gently come back to the hands. Pigeon pose, just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle that foot off to the left side of your mat. You're going to slide your knee behind your right wrist. You can stay up. Stay up on fingers. You can stay up for king pigeon variation if you like, mermaid. If you're like, I don't know what those words mean, that's okay. You can come down to forearms. Maybe bring palms up. I read somewhere that you have like 4,000 nerve endings on your palms. So you're always touching something. Your mind is always working on something to identify what is this, what is that. And you take a moment to allow your palms to come face up. So you can give all those sensors a break. And then gently bringing your heart up. Roll onto your right bum. Sweep your left leg up and around. Now here, y'all, if both sits bones don't come down to the earth, then a good option is just to kick that little leg forwards. We're gonna twist. You can give yourself a big hug. You can hook the elbow on the outside of the knee. You can keep this low leg long. If both sits bones are on the ground, you can keep it bent. Remember to be interested and excited as to what your body wants to do. This is your journey. This is your relationship that you have with your physical body. So be kind, with grace and compassion. You know, Ganesha and Gajamukkah had identical physical forms. One was in love, and the other disdain. Choose compassion. Choose love. Slowly unwind. Woo, undo your legs, y'all. Feet down, rinse out your hips, knock your knees side to side. We gotta do it all on the other side. Roll around to tabletop. Option to cat-cow. Option to down dog. Option to vinyasa flow. Option to headstand. You want to pause this video, you do you. Downward facing dog. Bring your left hand to the middle of your mat. Kick your left leg up into the sky. Stack your hip, bend your knee, move it around. Just feeling how you feel. No expectations. Just sensation. Let go of whatever story it is that you're writing about the experience and just come back to your sensations. Left leg, left foot steps on the outside of your left hand. All right, so many options. You choose you. You can stay up with the toe tucked. You can drop your back knee down. You can untuck those toes. Woo! You can turn your left toes out, roll onto the pinky edge. You can stay on hands, come down to forearms. But there isn't any destination, y'all. There is no finality of the yoga. Every day arrive on your mat. And maybe it's just for 3 minutes of breath work. And you arrive on your mat and pay attention to your breath for 3 minutes. Is that enough? Can that be enough? You know, yoga doesn't have to be a 60-minute, 90-minute sweat sesh. I taught a class today to my son's school to all the teachers. It's Teacher Appreciation Week. And there's this guy there who teaches parkour. He's like the gym instructor. He was doing headstands even before class started. And that's totally fine. Absolutely no judgment. I'm not going to diss anyone for anything. He showed up to class. It's what's most important. And still at the end, he came up. He was like, Virginia, that was very nice. It's like it wasn't a struggle. It wasn't, you know, a physical exertion kind of yoga class. And I was like, well, a lot of the teachers showed up in jeans. So I knew that, you know, I was going to take it pretty easy. And he's like, it felt really good in my body today. And he injures himself a lot, so that made me feel really good about it. I feel like Manfred's always like in a sling of some kind. All right, where are we going? Pigeon pose. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Left foot over to the right side of your wrist, of your mat. Slide your knee down. Now, y'all, your left knee is either directly in front of your left hip or it's off to the left. There's a stretch on the outside of the hip. And you can stay up on your hands or you can come down to your forearms. Again, pigeon, whatever you did on the first side, please do on the second. King pigeon, mermaid. You know, because if we go too far, if we do too much in our yoga class, you can hurt yourself. You can hurt yourself doing yoga. Absolutely, of course you can. And still the idea that
the purpose, what's behind all of this is so that we move better tomorrow. That we create ourselves a sustainable practice that we can come back to. Bring your heart up. Roll onto your left bum. You can sweep that right leg up and over. Again, keep both sits bones, those bony, knobby parts on the bum are on the ground. If your right side's lifted, just sweep that bottom leg out. Lots of options, forever and always. So many options. Left arm can hug it, right hand behind, left arm can hook it on the outside. You do you. Find what's best. Find what's enjoyable. And then gently unwind. Unweave your legs. Woo. Knock your knees side to side and rinse it all out. Forward fold of your choice. Oh, that's always a doozy. I'm gonna straddle stretch today. I'm gonna extend my legs out. Flexing my toes towards my nose. My thigh bones are pressing down into the earth. I'm going to lengthen my spine as I inhale and then hinge as I exhale. Unclench your jaw. And you have gratitude for the space that you have while you continue to work for the space that you want. Because with time, I do see increased flexibility. With time, I do feel increased strength. It's not an overnight process. There is no quick fix. Did y'all hear it at the Met Gala? Kim Kardashian lost 16 pounds in like 2 weeks because she just ate tomatoes. Y'all are not supposed to lose 16 pounds in 2 weeks. Your worth as a human is not tied to the pounds on your scale. I personally don't own a scale because it does not bring me happiness. I remember when I got pregnant with Luca, we didn't even weigh myself until I think I was 20 weeks pregnant. And then the midwife, she's like, what was your starting weight? And I'm like, oh, I have absolutely no idea. The last time I was weighed was when I was pregnant with Dario. Inhale, bring your heart up. All right, woof. If you want to use your hands underneath your legs, if you did a straddle stretch too, help yourself to bend your knees, bring your feet in. We're going to slowly roll to our backside bodies. And I can't tell how slow you go, so you choose. You choose what's best for you. But generally speaking, the slower you go, the more intentionally you move your body. To be mindful about how you move it. Maybe one day I won't flop to the earth. But today is not that day. That's okay. That's okay. All right, y'all, hover your feet. Reverse tabletop your legs, knees right over your hips. Flex your toes to your nose like you're balancing a tray of mimosas on your shins. Weave your fingers behind your head like you're laying on a beach in Costa Rica. And when you press your low back down into the earth, and then begin to extend your feet away from you, you'll feel the activation of your low belly. And when you feel that activation, that's your starting point. And then not lengthening your legs, but keeping the 90-degree bend of your knee. Just hinge from your hip. Draw your right heel down to hover. And then draw it back up. And then the left heel goes down. And draw that one back up too. And then they both go down. Ooh, maybe they don't go down as far as they would individually. Draw it back up. If you want more, if you need more, if your body is asking for more, not your ego, lift your head, your heart, your shoulders. And then continue, right heel down. And right heel comes up.
Keep your elbows wide, left heel down. You're just supporting your neck. And then they both go down. And you remember that you are here with your free will. One more time each side, y'all. Right, left, and both. Because you do not grow a strong core through just eating tomatoes. You have to show up on your mat. You have to do the work. You have to mindfully move your body. You know what? I'm going to do one more. Y'all want to do one more? I can't see what you're doing. It doesn't matter to me. Oh, when you're done and you're over it, bend your knees into your belly. Give yourself a hug. Rock side to side. Relax your low back. Figure four, cross your right ankle, now over your left thigh bone. Pull the left thigh bone into the belly. And then gently, Gomukhasana on the back side, so supine Gomukhasana, crossing the right knee over your left knee. And then maybe, so you're keeping your inner thighs really close together, and the knees want to come close to the belly. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is what you find. Maybe find your knees. Okay, maybe you find your legs. Maybe find your ankles. Maybe one day you find your feet. If you find your feet, have your hands come to the downside, to the underside of your foot, to find the pinky edge side of your foot. Woo! Maybe sway a little bit. Maybe you relax your jaw. Maybe you have such gratitude for coming to your mat today and for moving your body a little bit. And then gently unwind yourself. Figure four. Left ankle over right thigh bone. Pull the right thigh bone into the belly. Today I taught a private yoga class on the beach. And we brought in a visualization where I was like, imagine your 4-year-old self is sitting in front of you building sandcastles. And everything that you say to you has to go through her first. You know, so oftentimes, we say the meanest things to ourselves. Things that we would never dare say to our best friend or to a stranger because we like to support relationships in our life. Gomukhasana, slide the knee all the way on top of the other and find whatever you find and be okay with what you find. Have compassion and grace and love for what you find. You know, going back to the 4-year-old visualization, she's going to do some cool stuff, y'all. She doesn't even know. Now imagine and visualize an 80, 90-year-old version of yourself sitting in a rocking chair behind your mat. And they say the exact same thing to you. She's going to do some cool stuff. She doesn't even know. I like that. I'm going to use that. Unwind yourself. Happy baby. Knees to the outsides of your ribs. Your elbows are on the inside of your knees. You find your feet. Stay and sway. Or extend one leg, then the other. And then gently bend your knees into your belly. Give yourself a big hug. As you exhale, draw your nose up in between your knees. Give yourself a kiss for coming to your yoga practice. Inhale, lay down, Shavasana. Now y'all lay down. Let your feet flop open from one another. Let your palms be up so that your fingers can curl. And puff up your heart so you can wiggle your shoulder blades away from your earlobes. Relax your jawline and soften the sides of your tongue. And soften that space that sits in between your ears. And as you bring awareness into your breath, as you inhale, simply breathe in love. And as you exhale, exhale peace. And allow the meditation to help calm and restore your mind while you calm
and restore your body. And once again, Ganesha and Gajamukkah were identical looking beings who had elephant heads and round, heavy human bodies. And Ganesha had received his head as a gift from his father and his uncles, and so he felt joyful about his looks because they were given to him in love. And Gajamukkah had received his head as a curse from the gods because of his bad behavior, and so he felt bitter about his looks because they were imposed upon him in anger. And one day, when Gajamukkah was feeling particularly resentful, he convinced the reluctant Ganesha to participate in a wrestling match. And the two huge creatures slammed into each other and began grappling. And Ganesha gracefully evaded Gajamukkah's grasp, moving so rapidly that he pinned Gajamukkah to the earth in a few minutes. Defeated Gajamukkah felt his anger drain from him and asked Ganesha, "How are you so heavy, yet so graceful? How do you move so joyfully in your body?" And Ganesha told him, "You must accept who you are and love yourself. Contentment and joy are states of mind, and they begin with acceptance and self-love." Taking a moment to bring awareness back into your breath. Take a nice deep cleansing inhale that fills up your lungs, your belly, your throat. And part your lips and sigh it all the way out. And then another deep breath in, filling lungs, belly, throat. Open your mouth audibly, ah-H, sigh it out. Welcome gentle movement to your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Make deep circles of the ankles and of the wrists, and maybe reach your arms up over your head. Give yourself a full body stretch, waking up for the second time today. Gently bend your knees into your belly. Rock side to side to relax your low back. Roll over to your favorite side body. Cradle your head with your low arm. And taking a moment on your side to just feel how you feel. Physically, mentally, emotionally, what are you creating for you in this time and in this space? And remember that we are always here. And we will always have it there. A different place will be a different person, will be a different pose we'll be able to do. And every time we get there, it always becomes our here. And so have love here. Joy here, contentment in your here. Here is where you will always be. And gently yielding to the earth below you, press yourself up into a seat. Crisscross applesauce or sitting on your heels. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Bring the palms down on the knees or legs to ground. Bring the palms up to receive. Or one up, one down if you don't know what you want. Take a soft moment to ask the universe a question, to manifest a dream, or maybe hang back and receive a quiet answer. And when you're ready, reach your arms up wide and high, gather all that Purna Vida energy out. Palm to palm, hands to your heart. As you come back to the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. As you inhale, breathe in your intention to every cell of your being. And as you breathe out, exhale your intention to your Anjali Mudra, sealing it with yourself and the world. The light that is in me, it sees, it honors the light that is in you. It is that same light we promise to shine to ourselves. Thank you so much for coming today.